Wait, so everybody saw her folder that said resumes for jobs?
A corporate exposing poltergeist, you might call it.
These are all crazy stories submitted to us by the Moterheads.
No, I don't think you should offer your husband's sperm to one of your colleagues.
It's one thing to try to steal a cop horse.
Yes.
It's another thing to call a cop an asshole to his face.
Agreed.
So this dude's wife just walks up to him and starts grinding on him in front of her husband.
Kind of brutal.
Very brutal.
So this guy, Jim, screams at her in an office and says, if you're wrong on this, I will bend you over that table and...
Demoted.
Ladies and gentlemen, Motorheads from around the world, welcome to Demoted.
Hey everyone, Motorheads, welcome back.
We went to a coffee shop this morning called Motoring Coffee. We saw it on the side of the road and had to get out.
Pulled over, and we're both really close to cardiac arrest, right?
Yeah, I am.
If you guys want a heart attack, go to Motoring Coffee.
Drank 91 unleaded gasoline.
Yep,
and then proceeded to call Motorheads like M-O-T-O-R when it's actually E-R. We both posted incorrectly. It's motor with an E-R. That's
we don't
like
know how to spell, and
we
also don't even know our personal branding. We don't really know our mission.
No.
Ross and I are actually having dinner to kind of chat about
discuss
the future
of Demoted. It could be good. It could be bad.
It could be the end of Demoted. We're not sure.
It could be.
Yeah, but TBD.
I would say probably not, but we will discuss it.
How much of our lives
does this shit consume? It consumes so much of our lives.
Annie and I are doing like a sort of scatogram of, that's not the right word, but like where my hours are dedicated to in the week, like how much time I spend on each thing. And
how much time is lamination of eyebrows, you think?
That's a big one. Self-care. I would like to come out and say, for those of you watching on video, I'm using the pimple patches on my forehead. I did, speaking of eyebrows, I did get my eyebrows dyed and waxed. And in the process of waxing, I was left with a unibrow of pimples.
This is like 2 weeks after getting them laminated. I don't even know what the difference is.
I like to tinker. You and Hunter Pence were talking about tinkering, trying new things. I like to tinker.
You like to tinker with those eyebrows.
And waxing my eyebrows is going to be a no for me, dog. I ended up with a rash that actually now looks more like a unibrow. And I miss my old eyebrows. So I have pimple patches to try to cover that up.
That's like a new thing that Gen Z and Gen Alpha do, but they don't, yours are like skin color.
Well, when they do like the
stars. I'm like, this isn't like a good look, Post Malone. Like you don't need tattoos on your face.
They love it. Yeah. They think it's like trendy to just call a spade, I think.
I wouldn't notice a pimple most of the time. Like I really wouldn't. But then when you throw a blue star and gold stars all over your face, I'm like,
notice it.
I'm like, yeah.
There must be something under
Which
there.
gang are you a part of?
Exactly.
Because it doesn't look like a cool gang.
Them coming with stickers on their face. Gen Z is so weird.
Let's tell people what we're doing today. We're reading stories. This is stories that you guys have sent us. There's a lot of text here, so you're going to have to bear with us as we try to not fuck up our ability to read at a third grade level.
The title of this episode is called Ross and Natalie Are Dyslexic.
Yep.
Where we'll just continue flubbing when we read these large chunks of text.
This is what happens when our producer is in Thailand.
Yep.
That's where he is, right? He's in Thailand?
Yes.
He's somewhere. He's Thailand.
Our producer is the most well-traveled dude.
He is. He was a digital nomad for a long time, which means you just live in different cities and work out of them, which is super helpful for time zones and trying to coordinate, schedules.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks, Talon. Talon always
good egg rolls.
At the top of every outline, he writes what the wardrobe is for the day.
Yeah.
Because he's actually a personal stylist as well. He doubles as that.
It's nice to have that.
And today's was typical Motorhead attire. So I wore white, which Talon loves because I blended into the beanbag.
She's actually just doing an off-color beanbag. Like the bottom of the beanbag is black. She's wearing black pants, and the top is a nice sort of cream beige situation
to match the beanbag.
But it's just enough off that I think Talon won't be upset.
Talon will be able to bump up the contrast, and he won't.
We'll fix that.
He
no
won't
problem.
hit me with the paddle. Let's start with this corporate confession, should we?
This one is from, quote, just another corporate girly. You want to take this one? It's only 4 paragraphs.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Cool.
Hope you're comfortable because this will take a while.
I will settle in.
What's up, Motorhead cult leaders? A few months ago, I was sharing my screen on a call that included my boss's boss, and the entire market unit sales team sitting together live in a room. My screen was blasted on the TVs in their room while we were presenting. And of course, my boss's boss screens, and I have no issue with this, right? I'm a pro at this now. I'm on Do Not Disturb. All tabs are closed. Anything embarrassing is tucked away until what I can only describe as a corporate exposing poltergeist takes over my laptop while I'm screen sharing and randomly opens up a folder saved on my desktop called Resumes for Jobs. And what is in that folder, you may ask? Hundreds of job applications, some files with dates modified as recently as a few hours before the call. I noticed this right away and quickly flustered to close it all out. but it was absolutely on everyone's screens, that giant TV, for a good 30 seconds. No one said a word about it until a week later, my boss asked me during our one-on-one if I was, quote, still happy at the company, and if I, quote, needed to talk about anything. I didn't say a peep. Fast forward to a few months later, my friends and I are still laughing about this horrific story, and I was just promoted off cycle, which is very hard to do at my company. Ooh. When my boss notified me on my surprise promotion, they said, we really want to show you just how invested we are in you and don't ever want to lose you. Moral of the story, sometimes awkward shit works in your favor, and you got to remind them that you can leave their asses at any time.
I'm glad this ended well.
I do agree with this final line, though. It's like sometimes you have to show that you have other options.
Right.
How do you think you play that card well? An old boss of mine always told me, ABI, always be interviewing.
Yeah.
Keep that muscle flexed. You get too comfortable at a job, you forget how to like talk about yourself and do your elevator pitch and all these things. So
yeah. I used to just interview for fun.
Yeah.
Find out what these other companies are about. What are they offering?
Right.
You know, it's really a lot more fun to interview when you have all the leverage. And you don't actually want to leave. Like, blow me away.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go, blow me away.
How can you position a potential external offer or even talks of an external offer to your current team to try to get more pay? Is that possible? Is that a dangerous game?
It's a very dangerous game, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, all you're doing is saying, maybe you are replaceable. And they're like, all right, cool, later.
Well, sales is interesting because it's like your numbers are right there.
Yeah.
So proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
If you want the top of the leaderboard person to stay, which is me, then here's what you're going to have to comp me.
Yeah. The problem is a lot of these companies, it's like, there is no leverage. There's like, this is what we pay.
This is a band.
People here. Yeah. And
my brother just got promoted to AE. Harry, congrats. Shout out.
Congrats, big dog. That's tough.
They are
That's
making a move to Nashville to open up the Nashville
then
office.
There's that.
But
then there's that. When is he leaving?
He's leaving December 1st.
Wow.
I know. He's going for 6 months. We wrote that in the contract. We did do that red line. The red line of the comp did not get pushed through, which was the moral of this story, that I was like, you got to push back.
Well, you
don't take
get
any
what you
first
ask for.
off. Yeah, you have to ask.
But
they're just very much like, this is the band you're in.
Have you been to Nashville?
I have not.
I was there recently for the first time. It was friggin' awesome.
Oh, nice.
It was really cool.
Okay. My roommate's moving to Austin. Everyone's moving away. Quite sad.
I know. Austin. Sorry, Austin folk, you're overrated as shit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a small, big city. It's like there's 2 blocks, 6
Rainy
and
Street.
Rainy is like all the places you go. Otherwise, it's like, it's hot and all I would do is eat and drink.
No.
2 things I love to do, but don't need to do
One
lot
thing
of.
Harry doesn't like is getting hot and sweaty. So I'm hoping that he hates that about Nashville and moves home.
He will get hot and sweaty there.
Yeah.
He will get hot and sweaty there, but it's a great city.
Okay. So yeah, this was a terrifying story that actually ended up turning great because you got a promotion.
Yeah,
so
it sounds
congrats.
like just another corporate girlie was a high performer.
Definitely.
You know,
she's not just any other corporate girlie. She's a beast.
You know, you should never do this in your relationships, but maybe early in your relationship, it's like, just so you know, like there's other things out there for me.
I totally did that with Matt for sure. Before he locked it down, I was like, oh, I'm actually busy that night. I have another Hinge date.
Yeah.
And like just so mean and rude. And
He's
I
just
totally
just pouting,
would. I know. It's like, why do I have to do that? Because unless you're dating me, I'm going to go on other dates. I don't know.
Insecure.
I'm deeply insecure. I didn't have a Hinge date, babe. I love you. I made that up to try to make you jealous.
Made that up.
Yeah.
Yep. She was sitting cross-legged on her couch
so
watching some bullshit.
Yeah, I was so in love with you. Okay. Ross, do you want to read the next one? I know I set the bar pretty high.
Sure. This one is submitted by Is Juice Worth the Squeeze?
Okay. I love the Motorheads.
I know.
Let's just start with that.
I know.
I love you guys.
Okay. Hey, Nat plus Ross. The following situation happened at my company's most recent all-company in-person meeting. Earlier in the day, at the more business part of the meeting, it was announced that our company was acquired by a larger company. So, gathered around the high top, we were discussing merger-based topics, such as what our new benefits would look like, namely healthcare. I, a woman in my late 20s, married to another woman, stated that I hoped the new company's healthcare plan would have better employee coverage for family planning/IVF. My company is very progressive, however, not very large, so our current healthcare coverage doesn't really make a dent in the cost for IVF. Everyone around the table was so encouraging, supportive, and most felt very confident that the new healthcare plans would be better. One even felt so confident as to, right then and there, profess in front of everyone that we, parentheses, my wife and I, could have her husband's sperm.
Oh.
Okay. Everyone literally froze. We couldn't tell if she was doing a bit or if she was actually serious. I didn't ask, yet she offered. She did not crack a smile. She was 120% serious. Trying to lighten the utter awkwardness and change the mood, I joked, well, that's not really yours to offer, so you probably need to take it up with your mans first. To which she replied quickly, no, it's fine, really, I'm serious. If you all want it, you can have it. Instantly transporting us back into the frozen, uncomfy silence. TBH, I really don't want it, and I am good. Natalie and Ross, I'm so interested to understand your individual POVs on things like this situation. The first one, and we'll do these one at a time. Was I wrong in feeling totally uncomfortable in being offered a coworker's husband's sperm?
Let's think. Hang on. Carry the one.
Yeah. Thursday.
Were you wrong? No.
No. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no, you weren't wrong.
Might be a stretch. You could argue.
I think you can share something. Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Your husband's sperm, maybe not.
I mean, I would at least be like, well, can I taste it first? You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just try something.
Like, this is a stranger to me. Like, yeah, I don't want to just impregnate myself with this sperm.
Is this the same woman who was Googling yellow cum in one of our previous episodes?
Maybe, because it had to be your husband.
It had to be.
So, no, you're not wrong. I'm so flabbergasted at this. It's such an odd, like, and then when you double down on something uncomfortable, I've had this in many social settings when, like, you clearly have said something that strikes a chord in the group, but then you have to double down on it because, like, I can't watch this happen. Even from reading this, I'm uncomfortable.
If you do double down, it's important to quickly then pull back and be like, guys, seriously, like, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Guys, like, actually, relax.
Double down.
No,
and
I'm
then,
serious.
No, being serious.
Guys, come on. You can't have my husband's cum.
You always have to lean out of it with a joke, which is what Ross and I do with anything serious we've ever said.
Yeah.
Okay, 2.
Is there ever a situation in which it's okay to talk about sperm at a company meeting?
Well,
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it is totally okay. If you're with that group of people, the things I talked about with my coworkers, certainly couldn't talk about, in a church.
Of course.
Not that I go to those.
I think
temple.
I would love to hear a few examples of when you can talk with your coworkers about sperm.
Sperm, yeah. Like, have you seen what sperm look like? They look like little tadpoles. Like, that's so weird. Like, I'm actually really into amphibians, and I was looking at these tadpoles, and then I saw a picture of a sperm. Like, what do you guys think about that?
Yo, guys, I just jerked off in the gender-neutral bathroom. Anyway, do you guys want to grab Duncan or something?
Yo, there's something on this couch over here. It looks a lot like sperm.
Those are all very appropriate ways to use.
And it comes up often.
And okay.
You'd be surprised.
Is there a situation to talk about sperm? We will say yes, because it's obvious that it would lightly
if you're at
roll off
happy
the
hour,
tongue.
yeah, and if
I'm
it's
kidding.
a joke, like, come on. Okay,
nice
fine.
one, Ross.
Okay, you don't need to. I mean, is it appropriate? Is it okay?
I
don't
think
know.
a tasteful "Are you coming to the meeting?" spelled CUMMING is kind of funny.
Right.
So
let's just say I'm not here to write it off. I'm saying in this situation, probably not.
one of our corporate jargons that should be jargon but isn't, that's coming up in the future of this episode, is bust a nut.
Bust a nut. Yeah.
When you finally crack the code.
Yeah, I love the word bust.
Bust is great.
It's a great
so
word.
2 we're maybe split on. 3.
Okay. Is a corporate girly/wife able to ethically pimp out her BF/husband's sperm without discussing with him first?
I'll let Ross answer that.
Look.
I think in these trying times for women everywhere,
Yeah.
you're absolutely allowed to whore out your husband.
Yeah.
I recently went to Kind Body, which is like a gyno
Where's
place.
this going? Oh, okay.
And it's like I don't know, they have a bunch of locations, and they don't call men, they call men sperm donors. It's like the most woke, awesome place ever. Like, you could say my husband and I are XYZ. They're like, oh, you're a sperm donor?
Yeah.
Like the doctors call men.
Purely transactional.
Which I love, because, like, I'm sorry, it's kind of not that hard for you guys to provide a little sperm. So, like, maybe you are allowed to offer that.
Yeah,
Me sperm as Sue sperm, kind of.
If this was a joke, again, yes. Hilarious. Hilarious.
Because it's serious, I do think you'd need a little bit of consent.
Yeah, I don't know what their relationship is like. It's weird, for sure. It's hilarious, but it's weird.
If no to number 3, is this a normal conversation that hetero couples discuss? Of course not.
Oh, yeah, no.
Were you going to say yes?
Well, I was like, we could use a little cash. What if I just donate some?
Well, not to your couple friend.
No, not your couple friend. Yeah.
How many times if we're on a double date, you, me, Becca, Matt, and Matt says, oh, Becca can use my sperm if you want.
And I would say, thank you so much, because we are running low on it.
I have been shooting blanks.
Yeah, look, I'm not here to
This podcast is not appropriate.
It's not appropriate.
Oh my gosh.
I will joke with Becca that I am happy to raise a few funds for us and just bust some nuts and give it to some donation place.
Okay.
She shoots that down immediately.
I think
I had a friend who did that in college for money.
Does he
a couple
have some
$100 a
kids?
month. I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Watch out for 23andMe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever you got to do. Tough to make ends meet these days, for sure.
Yeah.
But offering your husband's sperm, I'm going to have to demote.
I'm going to demote it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this situation.
And I'm sorry you
had
had to experience this. I think given you were yapping with all your friends and colleagues who you love, I'd like to say that you kind of probably came out on top. And this person who said this probably is like feeling a little awkward the day after.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sus.
She
like
needs
total
to,
fringe.
She needs to, like might have to switch jobs.
Yeah. But if her husband's like 6'6" and a good athlete and really well, learned and
totally. I mean, I'll check his resume, but like not sure.
Right.
This one is submitted by Dick.
Great.
Okay.
Great. You fit in here perfectly.
Thank you, Richard.
Probably a good friend of mine.
I'm 24 in New Orleans for exec council, and on the first night out, a girl from our office, as we're on Bourbon Street, decides that she is going to try to jump on a police horse. The cops get her to come down and let her be. Later, as we're walking back to the hotel/next bar, she yells, "Hey, there's that asshole cop again." She is promptly arrested and the next day fired. One thing I like about this, that it was quick and to the point.
Same.
I do love a woman with a mouth on her, and I could see myself being in this situation.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Right?
A woman with a mouth on her, get me going.
Speaking of sperm.
Yeah. Speaking of sperm, horses.
No, I think, I'm thinking about when.
Oh my God. We can keep this in. Fun fact, horses, my brother's a ginger, and I don't know if that's an interesting or normal thing to bring up, but whenever my brother's around horses, they just get the largest erections that I've ever seen. I don't know if it's because my brother's ginger or not. This is just an aside. I feel like
we have cut this from 3 previous episodes where Ross has tried to tell this story. Bo, our editor, today's your day. We're going to keep it in.
We're gonna keep it in.
Okay. So thank you, Dick, for this story. I hope she got out of jail. I hope she got another job, and I feel for her because I would like to say I've been there.
Take your win though. You got on the horse and you didn't get arrested. Like that's could be assaulting a police officer.
And then the verbal assault later, they had to put you behind bars.
Yeah, you just didn't have to do that.
Yeah, they had to put
you
you
had already
behind bars.
won.
Have you ever been to jail?
No.
I haven't either.
No. I would cry a lot if I did.
Ross likes to claim he's a bad boy, but you would be so
I would be eaten alive in there.
Eaten alive.
Absolutely eaten alive.
Yeah. I would like to think I would be sort of the top bitch.
I'd be holding somebody's pocket everywhere they walked. Just like a little bitch boy, just like looking down, holding just wherever you go. You got it. Just holding a pocket. Just holding their pocket, holding their little inside out pocket. Oh my God. I would be absolutely submitted on day one. Oh
my God. Oh, I'm crying at that. I'm crying at that. I'm picturing like Channing Tatum on the leash and
that's me.
What is that
I'm a little submissive.
This is the end. Hilarious movie. We should watch that. Okay. Next one is also submitted by Dick.
And it does say parentheses,
same guys above. Dick has a lot of stories.
Okay. Dick's got stories. I'm out here with the work wife, her husband, and a few other friends. Okay. That's an interesting start. I'm out here with the work wife, her husband, and a few other friends.
Okay.
Jen and I are always kind of flirting, but nothing crazy. Anyhow, as I am talking to her husband and Jen, and her friends are dancing, Jen's friends come up and start grinding on me for zero apparent reason, as I am talking to Jen's husband about like sports. And at that point, it's weird, but New Orleans, am I right? However, Jen decides it's a good time to come up and start grinding on me as if her husband isn't there, except she isn't letting me get away with just standing there. Hands down, the most awkward moment of my life up until then. Okay. Found out later that one reason Jen worked so hard all the time was to make counsel and not bring her husband, parentheses, normally, as she liked to sleep with the guys she worked with for the 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Wow.
Dick would break my heart into a million pieces.
I mean, seriously.
This 24-year-old.
I would be looking at this guy like I hate him.
He would be
He's
whispering
so cool.
Sweet nothings in my ear and convince me that like we're going to have a life together.
I'd be holding Dick's pocket.
And then never text me again. You would be holding Dick's pocket.
Yeah.
He seems like, while I was talking about like sports.
Yeah, I was just like talking about sports and stuff. And this
other
dude's
girls
wife,
start grinding on me. Then this dude's wife, who's also my work wife, starts grinding on me, except she didn't take no for an answer. I had to put my hands all over her.
Yeah, and I did.
And
it was super awkward, but I did. I did what I had to do.
And also, Jen likes to sleep around.
Turns out Jen's a whore.
Yeah, like literally, like, okay, you are such an asshole. Dick's a motorhead, and I'm sorry but like, I take Jen's side on this. You would hurt me, and that scares me.
I take the husband's side.
I do take the husband's side.
I mean, does he know?
He's also holding Dick's pocket, so you each have one.
Just double cucking on a Wednesday. Just the boys.
Wow, Jen. I feel like Jen kind of came out on top here, but
Jen's for sure like a VP now.
Yeah.
And just slaps people around and they like it.
Totally. 3 or 4 days. She can do whatever she wants with you.
I'm
Okay.
so jealous of this next one for you.
Had a boss tell a coworker they were disappointingly average in a meeting.
This is filed under the horrible bosses section.
We have a horrible bosses section here. I hope that's related to their work, not their appearance, but it's still left up for interpretation.
I'm going to kind of assume or infer that it's their whole ethos.
Yes.
They are
average.
The job, like their work is. It's all just kind of, I mean, if you do it tastefully, give them the old velvet hammer, softly destroy them. It can be done tastefully.
That would hurt.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than meeting expectations to me.
Yeah. If I'm not exceeding,
just fire me.
Just send me out the window.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is from Pharma Sales Fatty. Fatty, of course, spelled with a PH, ATTY. First job out of college as a loan officer, and I was given tax returns to decipher. I had no idea what I was looking at, so I asked my boss for help. He proceeded to come over to my computer, look at me and say, "Can't you fucking read?" Good times. That's what all the Motorheads are saying to us when we try to read these things.
No, actually.
Read?
No, we can't.
There's 9 commas in this one sentence.
No, there's no commas, and that's why it's hard. I don't know when to pause.
It just keeps going.
If someone said, "Can you fucking read?" to me, like the Motorheads are now thinking, I would be scared and sad. My biggest fear growing up, which I've revealed before, was popcorn Natalie in middle school to read a passage in the text. I'm reading To Kill a Mockingbird.
No, but tell me, what's the story?
No, just like anyone popcorning to me to read, in class, you had to popcorn around, send it to the next person. I was shitting my britches. I was so scared for that moment because I later found out I was dyslexic.
Yeah. That's how I feel now. I remember it's Becca, which Jewish holiday is it where they read the shit they passed around the book? Passover. Passover fucks my shit up.
Kind of a big one, Ross.
They passed the Haggadah baby mama drama.
Got it.
They passed that shit around.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like 9 people away, and I'm like counting which paragraph, which paragraph do I have?
Same.
Fuck, this one's got like 10 sentences in it.
Like, are you reading in Hebrew or in
fucking English?
Okay. Yeah.
I can't read Hebrew.
No, come on.
Sheesh. Come on.
This one's submitted by GOJ. Is that how you would say that?
GOJ.
Hey guys, I have a story about a horrible boss that I thought was worth sharing. Some time ago when I was an engineer for an engineering firm, I had an aggressive boss. Let's call him Jim. In an effort to improve idea sharing between projects among the project engineers in our division, he had this brilliant idea to host an in-person project review meeting on Fridays at 4 p.m. that involved every project engineer and manager where he would go through each project. Should we take a shot every time GOJ says project?
Project to project. We do the project to check in on the project.
Got it. While going through each project, he would pick out any mistakes made by the project manager and chew that individual out in front of everyone. And this meeting continued for years until one famous incident had occurred where one of the new interns, parentheses, let's call her Sarah, had messed up quite majorly on her first small project. During the gym meeting, when we got to Sarah's turn, he was furious. I could see him turn red and felt the temperature of the room rise. Sarah spoke out and she actually had a brilliant solution to turn the project around. Jim, however, has stood up from his seat and loudly screamed at her, "If you're wrong on this, I will bend you over the table and fuck you in the ass." She was visibly shaken and had stormed out of the room in tears. This meeting had ended shortly after the office gossip had immediately spread. That's not going to be anything you can say ever in an office.
10 times he said projects.
Yeah. So GOJ.
Oh, sorry. The fucking in the ass part. Yeah. Sorry. That's aggressive.
I hope he was fired.
That's aggressively
super
aggressive.
Scary. You can't say that to anyone.
He didn't mean it. It was a metaphor.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Take a joke. No, yeah, don't say that. That's
never say that. Office gossip started. I mean, I hope HR ran in there with literal hammers.
With a paddle, like Talon's paddle, and put him over his knee and just spanked him. Spanked Jim. His leadership style is one that I hope to emulate one day.
Ross.
Let me quote my boss, Becca. "If you lose my rangefinder, I will cut off your left testicle."
You said that.
She said that to me.
She has her own rangefinder.
Yes, I've lost thousands of dollars worth of rangefinders, which is why she said that. But I just want to be clear. I knew my left testicle was not truly in danger.
It was a metaphor.
It was a metaphor, and I was still scared. And I ran out of the room crying in tears as well. And I called HR, which was also her. So they didn't do shit about it. So I'm just saying, yeah, Jim, don't do that.
Jim, don't do that.
Don't do that.
And don't lose your rangefinders, everyone.
Don't lose your rangefinders or your wife will threaten to cut off your left nut.
Okay. Do you want to read this one submitted by PowerPoint Queen?
I would like to read this one.
I consider myself a bit of a PowerPoint Queen.
I know.
Newly converted to Google Slides. Newly converted to Canva.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Hey, corporate queen and king. I'm a consultant at an enterprise cloud storage company, and I'm looking for some advice / a rant on my manager. My manager is very smart and nice, but my biggest issue with her is she never shuts the fuck up. They talking about
Me.
us? Yeah, literally us.
Is that us?
I work remote, and she will cold call me on Teams, and I'm not joking, will nonstop talk about stuff not relevant to me for 3 hours straight and hold me hostage. Is this normal in corporate? I will have projects I have to work on, but it's impossible because she will just keep on talking nonsense for hours. How can I go about asking her to get off the call so I can get my work done? My other issue is she will want to be on Zoom while working on the same deck, and she will sit on the slide I'm doing and watch every move, and then take what I just made and move everything like a millimeter to the left, and it just pisses me off, LOL. Guess this was more of a rant, but so annoyed.
I have had a boss like this.
Is this the oversharer?
Well, she wasn't overshare because we'd be on Zoom for
No, this
hours.
wasn't the boss who tells you about going to
the witch seance.
For sexual enlightenment.
This is someone else. It's infuriating to have to listen to someone yap when you have work to do, and then you have to then do your work past 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Because she was just watching you and talking to you about nothing that you didn't ask for or don't care about.
Yeah.
And also let's group think this and work together live on Zoom on a deck. How about no?
Get out of here.
Why don't you left align the icons once I'm out of here?
Yeah, or just go to another slide. Like, just get out of my slide. There's a lot of slides to work on here today.
Like, let's take this offline, quite literally. How about I do my slide when I want to do it?
Yeah.
Maybe get up, go pee, take a bio break, not have to say, hey, I'm going to go use the bathroom because we've been on Zoom for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. I'm so sorry. You're allowed to rant.
What would you do to get out of the rant?
So it's really hard because it's not like peer-to-peer. So this is your boss and you feel like listening is part of your performance review. They clearly want to talk. They want you to listen.
Yeah.
Is that a part of how they'll view you, is like how, you respond to this? I think it would be fair for in your performance review to say, I feel like we're on meetings a lot virtually. And I do feel like I'm then having to work after hours on stuff that could have been done during that time. Would it be okay if we keep our check-ins to 30 or an hour and then pick back up later if there's more to be talked about?
Yeah.
A 3-hour Zoom, you shouldn't
depends.
put anyone through.
I'd be like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Needs me to produce some cum for her and her husband?
Yes.
I mean, her and her wife.
Yep.
And so I actually got to run.
Yes.
So one thing that I actually would do seriously is be like, hey, just FYI, like pick one of those round numbers, like at 125 or 130, like I actually got to jump because I got to go work on, I got to get some stuff done.
Yeah.
Normally a boss would be like, oh, that's cool. My subordinate needs to go get work done. Like, I love that.
Can I watch?
Yeah.
It seems like what she would say.
Yeah. And can I watch you work? No, if you don't mind. I don't know. I always had pretty good, like I've said a million times on this pod, I've had good relationships with my managers, and I could be like, dog, I like need to go work now.
I know.
But let's pick this up later. Let's pick this shit up later. You got to say something. I think you could say something. Hey, I'm really sorry to do this.
I think blocking random things, like block a 15-minute check-in with someone, like, oh, I have a hard stop at 1.
Yeah. While you're
meeting.
on Zoom, like create a meeting just so it's there.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
Because she seems like someone who's probably looking at your calendar.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
That's tough and annoying.
Just approaching it with grace and respect and being like, I love talking with you. Like, it's so fun. I wish we could do it all day. Don't bring your annoyance to the conversation.
But like, shut the fuck up.
Shut up, please.
Shut the fuck up.
Here's corporate jargon that doesn't exist but should.
Swan dive in the shallow end. Going all in, knowing that you're going to lose some people.
Wipe the butt. Clean up remnant kind of unstructured data that otherwise would have caused project discomfort.
Yeah, because it'd still be there.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with it.
Maybe wet wipe it.
Yeah. Wet wipe it. There's a whole thing about wet wipes, and I just need everyone's opinion, but not for now.
What's your take on wet wipes?
I don't know. Should I be using them?
Do you not use them?
Wet wipes? No, I use toilet paper.
Oh, so you're a caveman.
Well, it's that or your hand, and I prefer to use toilet paper.
Yeah. We'll talk about this later.
Okay. Spaghetti sink. Everybody just throws their opinions at the wall and hoping something sticks.
See what sticks. Slap the banjo, adding kind of a flashy addition to the project in the last minute that doesn't really add value.
Right. You already got the banjo there, but
it
just slap. It's like, whoa.
It's there to make it seem
Wasn't
more
expecting
impressive.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Horizontal integration. When you hook up with your coworker.
Love that. Why don't we call it that?
Get out of here and just horizontally integrate. We'll be back after lunch.
We might be back.
Yeah.
We'll be in the mother's room if you need us. Yeah. Flip the pancake, switching positions or perspective to make something seem like it's new and innovative, but really nothing substantial has changed.
It's literally the exact same thing.
It's just flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bust a nut when you finally solve a really complicated problem. Because it's been a tough nut to crack, and you finally bust that nut and everybody's like, oh, we did it.
Tap the booty, make a small polite nudge to kind of move the project forward.
Mm-hmm. We do that in baseball a lot.
Yeah, without like stirring up too much attention. I am such a butt slapper. Actually, I talked to Annie about this. When I like, if I'll drink or just like just generally, like I think it's appropriate to slap my female friends' butts because I like just grew up playing volleyball and I don't see anything wrong with that. Like,
I do that with your female friends too, and they're always like,
why are you doing?
So
they look weirdly. No, but like it's weird if I do. Like, okay, you shut up. But it's weird if I do it. Like I need to stop doing that.
It's kind of giving like little league coach, like nice job, champ.
Totally
slapping the ass, like kind of hurt a little. Like why would you do that?
And like I see someone, I'm like, hi, little butt touch.
Little bottom.
I just like touching butts. I'm sorry,
little tush. Yeah, that's fair.
I like little touch.
Okay, we've got the donut effect, which is when a team's focus or productivity has a huge gap due to kind of vague responsibilities.
Kind of just a big hole in the middle.
Big hole right in the middle.
Scoop water with your hands. It's a project that requires a lot of manual effort up front with little to no assistance from AI.
Yeah. Scooping water with your hands, usually effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good way to do things.
Best way to scoop it.
That's best practices right there. All right. Trapeze abandonment. When you leave a colleague in a difficult conversation with a client.
Yeah.
They're just tangled up there. Just get out. They're still swinging up there. They're stuck. They're waiting for someone's hands to catch them. They can't.
Trapeze abandonment. You, of course, had to.
Something about the word abandonment. I love that word.
So those are our corporate jargon that doesn't exist, but should. If that clip doesn't go viral, we're quitting.
We're quitting. Yeah, those are perfect. All right, let's take our juicy asses on to promoted or demoted.
Yep.
All right, I'll start. Promoted, demoted, electrolytes.
I'm going to promote. I'm really big on like adding a little tablet to my water.
It's hydration factor.
Just like hydrating.
Yeah.
I do IVs all the time, as you know.
You do.
Big electrolyte fan.
Yeah.
I'm like Pedialyte next to the bed if I have even one drink.
Pedialyte.
If I have one drink the night before, like I am immediately hungover.
Do you water down your Pedialyte at all, or you just take it straight?
Oh no, full sugar. Yeah, take it straight.
Just salty, sugary.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Matt has diabetes, so he's like, that's just, I can't even look at
Just
that.
rubbing it in his face.
Yeah, exactly.
Prick yourself now, dog.
Electrolytes promoted.
I'm going to promote electrolytes as well.
Promoted or demoted piggyback rides?
I'm going to promote them.
You are?
I am.
Are you normally on the back or providing?
Come on, I'm a short king.
You're a little guy.
I don't know why all sales guys are 6'4".
Yeah.
And I am a true 5'11", and I am just the shortest king.
Yeah. Ross like, hey guys.
I went to dinner with my buddies the other night. The average, it was 6'3", 6'4", 6'7", me.
No.
They looked like my security if they weren't all just tall, skinny Jewish guys.
God damn it. So piggyback rides as the rider.
As the rider
Promoted.
Promoted, demoted, scheduled messages.
Demoted. I hate these.
Even scheduled emails?
You have to do it sometimes for sales to like hit the inbox early or like hit a right time. But when people like schedule send to try to prove that they're busy at off hours, that bothers me.
Weird flex, yeah.
Like,
weird flex.
Just send the email.
At 4:19 a.m.
Yeah.
I used to think that about Annie, and then I realized she's actually awake. Yeah, that kind of fucked me up.
She's not scheduling anything.
Yeah, she just runs on 2 hours of sleep and hate.
No.
She is wide awake.
I'm gifting her an Aura ring for Christmas because I just need to know her sleep score, and I'll get the data. She won't even see it. I just
like
need
26%. That's a good night.
Yeah.
I feel fresh.
She drinks gasoline coffee, heads into her day. Okay, schedule a message. I'm demoting. Promoted or demoted, leaving the airport while on a layover.
Demoted.
Demoted.
Why would you do that?
Where are you going?
You're going to run into town and go on a quick city tour?
You're going back through security? Yeah. I'm so tired.
That's so stressful.
You have to stay in.
Like, even if you don't have access to a club.
I'd rather sit at the gate.
I'd rather sit at the gate.
With a $7 bottle of water.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. Just leave me there. That's true peace.
Yeah.
Just being in the airport and not having to go through security.
Yeah.
Real peace.
And Talon definitely left when he was on a layover writing these because that's all we have for this section.
Yeah,
so,
and I was on piggyback rides. I'm like, is he traveling with a friend? Like he's for sure traveling with a friend. He's in Thailand with a friend.
They're just giving each other piggyback rides, 100%.
Is that a mode of transportation in Thailand or something?
It may be. There's a lot of like shared. There's a lot of shared motorcycles. Actually, I was just in Bali, different, but
that's probably what they call it.
Let's move right along.
Yeah, let's read a review.
To reading a review.
Yeah, and as always, folks, like we love your reviews, especially on Apple. Because that's where we need more of them.
Because that's where it shows up.
That's where it shows up, and we can actually
shows
see them.
our legitimacy as a podcast.
Yeah.
So,
which has been waning in recent weeks. And by the way, we're sorry we took 2 weeks off. We're sorry. We were so overworked, and we were sobbing, and we like have been going through it, but we've worked through it, and we're back out on the other side.
Yes.
And we're glad to be back.
Glad to be back. We hope we didn't lose all of you.
But we are sorry. Just know we're sorry.
We are.
This one is from Nola T. and it's titled Yellow Quote Stuff and Car Farts. Wow. Was laughing so hard, parentheses, tears, at my desk this week, and a coworker turned and asked, "What are you laughing about?" Despite my desire to respond with yellow quote stuff and car farts, I said, "The idiocracy of the team's call we were on. Cheers." T.
Thanks, T.
That's funny.
I
Yellow stuff
hate
and
when
car
someone
farts.
asks what I'm laughing about. It's like, that's personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm laughing about the term fart prison.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry I was in a car. I was listening to a story about someone farting in a car. Like, I'm a 12-year-old. I'm sorry.
God, that's fucking good.
Thank you for that review.
So good.
Should we do a quick what's good? What's good with you? I saw you 2 days ago. So
Yeah, I know. What has been good? What's been good lately? Not a lot.
Much.
Didn't do well in fantasy football this week. I went 1-5. One of my worst weeks of the year.
Shoot.
Which isn't fun. You don't play fantasy sports, do you?
No.
Becca also beat me. She's wanted me to tell everyone that. I had a 90%.
Winnie the Riz wiped your ass.
Winnie the Riz wiped my ass. No more remnants.
Yeah. Used a wet one.
No more discomfort. She used a wet wipe. And now I'm getting flashbacks to my prostate exam. So it was a lot of similarities, a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
I'm getting actually pummeled by my wife and prostate exam. So
I went to the Wicked premiere, which I think we might have already talked about in the last
did.
episode.
Yep.
Do you want to sing The Wizard and I with me, or?
I do, but I'm not ready yet because I don't know the words and I haven't seen it. So
When I'm with the wizard, my whole life will change.
change.
'Cause once you're with the wizard, no one thinks you're strange. Okay, can we auto-tune that, Bo? Because I want that to sound good.
I'm gonna buy you a drink. Do a quick shout out.
Yeah, from Corporate Bootlicker Forever.
Woo!
Corporate gal here, us. Woo!
Lick that boot.
Okay,
Lick that boot.
I got my husband hooked on the podcast, and we love to listen together despite being in completely different business realms. After a long and depressing job search, he's resigned from his current toxic company and starts a new job on the 28th. Bonus, it's hybrid.
Woo!
I am so proud of him for all the work he's put in over the last 2 years, even when he was underappreciated and handled a lot of shitty circumstances. Hoping this new opportunity will drastically improve his quality of life. And mine, LOL. Love you, Trent.
We love you, Trent. Congratulations,
Trent,
dog.
congrats on the hybrid life.
Yep. Corporate Bootlicker is happy for you. We are happy for you. Good luck in the next role.
Happy Thanksgiving, if that already happened.
It already happened for sure.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Don't forget to donate sperm to that like button.
Yeah.
Please.
Send that like button to the sperm bank. Put that like button in fart prison, and definitely leave a review.
Bang that subscribe button in the ass. Jokingly, of course.
Bend that subscribe button over a desk with its consent.
Yep, with its consent.
And we're going to have to cut a lot of this episode as it was not quite appropriate.
It wasn't
We'll
that
try to
appropriate.
clean it up. Tune in next week on
Demoted.
Demoted.